Hi Scorpio, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Happy late, I was gonna say, but happy birthday to your late Scorpions. Maybe having a final. I know one person, happy birthday to my dearest friend who's a Scorpio. Yeah, maybe we have one or two people out there who still have their birthdays today and tomorrow. Before we go into Sagittarius, and I want to take a second while I'm shuffling to just say we're moving out from Scorpio season and into Sagittarius tomorrow on the 22nd of the 11th. And even though I talked a whole lot about it, I talked about quite a lot about October and November and how those are going to be so like can't find the word now, but really making a difference in your life. Like over those 2 months, I felt like things are shifting. Things are, sorry for, I'm having a bit of a thing on my throat and it's quite annoying. I can't just do and it's gone, or I would have. Should just deal with my deal with my most. What? There's always something. What was I saying? Yes. I talked a whole lot about October, November, and how that's going to shift things. And I feel in my soul, like in my core, that things truly have. And with that said, we're blaming a lot. I'm blaming a lot on Scorpio, on like full moon, on going deep, and it's transformational, and it's all of this and all of that. But I mean, we can literally be exactly who we want to be, who we are, have what we want to have, manifest what we want to manifest on any given day. Any given day. Having that said, it's more fun. It's way more fun if you have a positive person next to you who's cheering you on, wishing you well, wanting to see you succeed, like giving you extra support for you for stuff to work out, rather than not, right? And so if you look at it that way, Scorpio season has been a bit like that negative friend who's like, are you gonna do that, really? Did you really think that through? Yes, I have. I don't think you have. I think you should look at it once. Like somebody that just wants to hold you back in a way. And that's what I feel like with Scorpio, with Mercury retrograde, with the full moons and the like just impact it seems to like have had on us. It's a good thing that it has happened. I get it. It's easier to create when you have that good friend there, when you have Mercury going direct, when you have all the things lined up for you. It's a mastery to, like, I feel like you want to get there at some point, that it doesn't matter what position the Mercury is in. It doesn't matter whether we are in Scorpio season or in Sagittarius season. It doesn't matter if it's new moon or full moon or like whatever. It doesn't matter if you have a negative friend around you or a positive friend around you. You can stay the same. It takes some practice, I get it, but that's what you're aiming for, and not to like continue to blame the outside or the stars for you not feeling well. That's all I have to say in the area of the planets. Quite a lot though. 4 minutes. This is your reading for the upcoming 2 weeks, and it's like a general overall reading where I ask the universe or source to give the answer to what you need to hear most right now. What does Scorpio need to hear most right now? And then the answers come through that. And so sometimes it's continuously on relationships, even though I do a specific reading on love every other week. But I'm not going to say but, because it is specifically about relationships. Your first card out is my unicorn card, and the unicorn stands for my soulmate connection. That's my interpretation. And then we have the owl, gorgeous energy. And then we have letting go. So let's see what that is about. Okay, so for I'm getting mixed things here. So I'm gonna just start to talk and see whatever wants to come out first. I do see travel, like there's like the same direction. The two first cards is like the two first cards. It's a bit more like on their own, like on, and there's, if you see this, I don't know if it focuses all that well, but both of them has like a direction. It has like we're getting in this direction. It's on the move. We're moving in this direction. We're flying. We're going somewhere. Maybe specifically on a trip for some people. You really are going somewhere. But I do feel like on a personal level, like this truly is change. You really are changing things. Yeah, I can't say any, like, you're changing things. What does that mean? You're changing things. That can mean anything. But it's like on a personal level, it's like okay, we're ready for the next step. We're ready for our next adventure, the next, a new journey, if that makes sense. I do want to talk about this relationship that is on its way into you. This relationship is like and I don't remember now what I said in the love reading, and that is a good thing, because it might not be that I'm connecting with the same people in Scorpio that I was last time. But I do feel like there's this relationship that you've been waiting for this person forever. You've been planning for this person, like, even though being with other people, you needed those other people to know what you don't want, to know more clear what you do want, and to I don't know how that sounds. This sounds to you, Scorpio, but to better yourself, like to just be a better partner, really, to just be soulmate material yourself, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, we can sit around and ask, but how much are we ready to truly treat another person exactly how they deserve, and how ready, not only to be a really solid, emotionally available, spiritually available, mentally available, and physically available. Like, how, if you do a checkup with yourself, if you do a little soul searching, a little soul digging, and really be honest with yourself, how ready are you to really treat another person well, in terms of all those bodies being clear? And it's rather always about being healed than anything else. It's like we needed healing in the emotional, and it's usually the emotional body that is a bit of a comes on the back burner. Like it comes, maybe you're really ready physically, but that's all you are, and then you just screw up one. Sorry for being a bit harsh here, but like one relationship after the other just suck, because really you weren't ready emotionally for it, or you aren't not ready spiritually for it, if that makes sense. But also, it's not just are you a douchebag or not, and now you come into this perfect partner and you can treat your queen or your king as they are deserving of, but it's, do you feel worthy? Are you ready to have somebody pamper you and come in with that unconditional love your way, to have somebody that is so complete in themselves, like for them to be emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally ready for you? Are you ready to receive that kind of love from another person? So I feel like that is what it's all about. This relationship coming in, oh man, like it's like it truly is the person you've been waiting for. Yes, we're going to move on to this next card, because this card comes in and it shows me, I mean, the owl is just the most, I just love the owl. It's just the most wise, it's just the wisest animal, really. But really, having different perspectives on things, being able to see other people's stories from their point of view, and not being so of course, like in terms of relationships, and that doesn't only mean for like a romantic partner, but that's what's coming out now. So the owl comes out to say, I feel like you needed to practice to be able to see from your person's point of view, if that makes sense. Like, here I am, and I have my perspective, and I probably have the right perspective because it feels like it's the right perspective. So my person probably have the wrong perspective. So I'm going to fight them to the death. I'm going to fight you to the death, and I'm going to say that I'm right all the end to the death. With the owl, it comes out to say that's probably something that you've been practicing now, and maybe put yourself, without even realizing it, putting yourself in situations where you needed to see other people's perspective. And that can be job-wise, like it can be for a business, it can be just friends, it can be parents, really annoying parents thinking that they're always right, and all of that. Like, it just feels, a tiny bit came back to me now what your love reading was about, because when I said parents, something went off in my brain. So I think it was some healing there. Anyway, yeah, so just the fact that you learned a whole bunch more how to take another person's perspective. You might come in and thinking you have everything under control. You immediately see what's going on, and maybe that's even your thing. Maybe that's your, like, you're so freaking good at really reading into what's going on really fast. Maybe even if you're like an ambulance driver, or like or you're at a job where you're really service minded, you're really, you really care for people, whatever's going on for you. So you already come in with that sort of feeling that you truly know what's needed in this situation. Then to still have an open mind, an open heart, and being able to say, wait, I might not have the full picture here. So I'm going to start to, or at least try to take like the owl's perspective and look at it from this different angle. Look at it. Where are they coming from? Why are they acting like this? What is it that they're asking? Why are they behaving like this? Like, I feel like this is so a key element to have, just for this person coming in. I feel like it's just gorgeous on every level. But of course there's going to be things that eventually you bump up against, and it's like you need to sort this out, you need to talk about this, and then to have this, I feel like that's your practice from the past, and that's something you need to keep in mind. Why are they behaving like that? Why? And to sort of step out of your perspective and put yourself in their shoes for a moment, okay? And then Scorpio, there is somebody, it's so gorgeous that we're like then moving into this letting go card. There's somebody, this is coming, and it's coming in strong, and it's who you're supposed to be with, and that's who you are, who's going to attract this person. But I feel the reason why it's taking some time is because you're hung up on somebody else, or several somebody else's. What? I feel like you're not. Does that make sense? I know you can't answer. Here it's like I have a perspective view on things. I can look from other people's perspectives. It's all of that. And then in the back of this card, it just tells me that that's one thing. And then the other thing is that your focus, where you put your energy is still somewhat like you put your eggs in somebody else's basket, if that makes sense. like at this point, and I don't feel like you might even be involved with somebody. It might just be in your head, like thinking about a certain somebody that you can't let go of, thinking that that should be your person, or it's just somebody that you, I don't know, I shouldn't say anymore, because then you might think it's not what you're thinking about. It is what you're thinking about. It's the person you're thinking about that I feel is you're being held up. The space for the new to come in is not clear. It's not an open road to this relationship. You're still thinking about somebody else, and I'm letting you know, I'm not letting you know anything, but Sur's coming through saying there ain't it. They're not your person. And if you feel it in your heart, if you really think about it and you go, yeah, I know that somewhere, let them go. Just do the best you can to let them go. And I feel like for some, that's going to be, sorry for doing this. It's not like you're over and done with them and now you throw them out. That's not it at all. I just feel like you wanted to have somebody to think about, because it's quite cozy. It's quite yummy. It's quite like, to just have somebody there. And that's not bad. If you were to think about somebody and you were to think of them, okay, this might suck as a metaphor, but if you're thinking constantly about ice cream and you freaking love this ice cream makes you like, OMG, it's just beyond anything you could eat. I actually do get a bit excited talking about it. That ice cream puts you in a state, like you're just in a love state. You're just excited for this freaking awesome ice cream. That energy in itself would attract this relationship, right? But if you eat, I almost can't talk about ice cream and say that something's bad with it. But if you eat ice cream, I live in Sweden, and in Stockholm here in Sweden, we have this place where they maybe do have it too. If you've tried it before. They are coming up with these flavors that is supposed to, so we have like meatballs and potatoes as a flavor for ice cream. We have like the vegetables, and it's just, I understand they're trying to be creative and kudos to them. I'm not eating there. I want chocolate. Like if I want meatballs and potatoes, I'll eat meatballs and potatoes. Okay. I go for ice cream because I want ice cream. That's just my point of view. That's when if I start to think about ice cream with the meatball and potato, like mashed potatoes flavor, and if I kept that over and over in my head, I'm starting to close down. I'm starting to like, that doesn't taste good. That doesn't, like, it irritates me a bit, even that they spend time on mashed potatoes. Think of the chocolate that they could have bettered. Like, it really shuts me down a bit to think about it. And the universe doesn't go, oh, they shut down over the mashed potatoes and meatballs flavor for the ice cream, but they were still open for their person. No, the law of attraction doesn't work that way. If you're closed off, you're closed off. And it takes quite the person, she yelled, to be closed off in one area and open in another and closed off in a third. Like, we don't compartmentalize. Is that what you say? We don't put it like in boxes like that. We're quite, either we're closed or we open. Either we feel off or we feel on. And so if you have this, that's a long way of, but it's sort of quite a, it also tells you that you can't be off at work and come home and pretend what? And believe that, your person is going to come in today. They probably won't, because you're not in a good mood. You're not in a good position. So that goes for all. To just try to be as open as you can in every area. You can't like suck in one area and be a douchebag and then be all lovey-dovey in a different one. Just try to have it everywhere. And so if you feel like you think about this person that you sort of have a bit of a tough time to let go of, that I feel like you really don't have a tough time to let go of. But anyway, if you think about them and you feel like it didn't work out, they're not coming to you like you want to, you know, it doesn't, we don't sync up. It's not like we're, you know, he or she is my yin to my yang. Like it's not, it's not that at all. Then that puts resistance to your new person. But if you're thinking about this person, which I feel like you're not, in the most loving way, like you just remember your beautiful days, your beautiful hours together, how you were holding hands, how you maybe made dinner for each other, maybe you had the greatest sex ever, maybe whatever went into this relationship and your investment in it. If that is what's on your mind, you are an open highway into your new relationship. So if you're going to continue to look at your old relationship, even though source comes in to say drop it, the fastest way to your new relationship is to drop the person. It sounds so hard to say drop the person because I feel like they're not in your life. You're not together with this person. They're just in your head. And just look at that, and that's what's on. Look, she does that same pose. What? It's just letting go. Just let that person go. That's what I have to say. And your new person will find his or her way into you, or you will just connect with them somehow, some way, or you, for the first time in a long time, feel something like I want to go to that place. I wasn't thinking about going to that place, and all of a sudden I went there, and there they were. I have been so against the internet dating. I've never dated on internet for my entire life. And all of a sudden I felt this impulse to go online and just register. And that was the first person that showed up, and you guys have been together ever since. Something like that. Follow the impulses that comes now. Okay, guys? That's what I have for you for the upcoming 2 weeks. I really hope it helps. It was a lot about relationships again. But overall, just also how you can think about things. It really helps a lot to just stay as open as you can and think about the perspective from other people, how they might view things, and just drop your own clear, like I know it all position a bit, and you'll be just fine. I'm excited for you guys. It feels really awesome. And yeah, I hope to see you back in a week for your love reading and not yet another love reading. But this was the reading for the upcoming 2 weeks. And then I start over for the love reading that is over to the upcoming 2 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you subscribe on your way out. If you haven't already, it really would help me a lot. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye.